Internet, good morning. This is Daybreak748 coming back at you guys with yet again another discussion video. Today we're going to be discussing whether or not it's a good idea to pick up the Good Smile Company Figma SAO lineup. Now, as you guys can clearly see, I have right before your eyes all of the characters that have been released by Figma. Now, we have Kirito Asuna Season 1. We have the Gun Gale Online version, which is Season 2 of Kirito and Shinon. And then in the back right there, we have Kirito, Asuna, and Yuki from the ALO version. Now, real quickly, these two, they're going to be a little bit more difficult to come by. Honestly, the Asuna figure, not so much. You can find her everywhere. The Kirito figure, he was re-released, but it's been some time now, so he's harder to come by than any of the other figures. Now, with that said, I would recommend you pick these guys up at Mandarake if you can. I wouldn't go to places like eBay. Why? Because there's just tons and tons of bootlegs out there of these two characters right here, so keep that in mind. Now, with that said, these three right in the back here, they're the newest ones that are yet to be released, or that were released. Kirito, Asuna, and Yuki. The Yuki figure in the back was a con exclusive. She's been at multiple different cons, but yeah, it's always been an exclusive. So just note, you're gonna have to pay a decent amount for her. Now, these two, Kirito, you should be able to find no problem, but the Shinon, that's another figure that a lot of people liked, and so her price point kind of matches that, so keep that in mind. Now, with that said and out of the way, this is a must get if you guys are into articulated figures, if you're into awesome sculpt and paint job, if you guys are into the fun factor off the wazoo because of all the accessories, interchangeable parts, you name it, these guys have it. Now, if you guys are looking more for the following, a more complete roster, then this is definitely not the set of figures for you. As you guys can clearly see, there's a running theme here. There's 3 different versions of Kirito, 2 different versions of Asuna, and then we have 2 support. Actually, Shinon wasn't really a support. Same thing with Yuki. They were the main girls, so to speak, for their individual arcs. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then later this year, we're getting a Lifa figure, but that's pretty much it. So if you're into lots of different Kirito figures or different versions of Kirito, if you're into lots of different Asuna figures and not very much of anyone else, then yeah, get it. But if you want, like I was saying, the more complete picture with, let's say, some of the other support characters like Klein, Lisbeth, Silica, you name it, then this is definitely not the one for you. Now, unfortunately, guys, you don't really have a choice when it comes to the SAO lineup. Companies such as SH Figuarts, Revoltech, the import companies, and they haven't really tapped into that industry. The only company that's releasing these types of figures for the SAO lineup, it's Figma. Now, if you guys want to venture off and try getting some scale figures because you're not really into articulated figures, then yeah, many different companies have produced them, but still there's a huge issue. Lots of Asuna figures out there. There's, I think, 2 Yuki figures. There's a couple Shinon figures, a couple of Lifa figures, couple Silica figures. So right off the bat, you're getting a lot of the girls, which is great. But then the problem with the scale figures, there's no Kirito figure out there at all. None. Now, you might be like, Daybreak, what about prize figures? Yeah, well, prize figures, you have Kirito, you have Asuna, you have Yuki, you have Lisbeth, you have Silica. So if you're really into that family portrait style, then the prize figures are the way to go when it comes to this franchise right here. Now, I'm not really sure why Figma is not releasing the Silicas, the Lisbeths, the Kleins. Now, I understand Klein and Lisbeth a little bit, but Silica, really? Lifa? Like, we're finally getting Lifa. I mean, I feel like they could have released them earlier and it would have been fine. They would have sold and they would have made a ton of money. But if they were just really worried about the money aspect, they could have done something like what SH Figure Arts and Tamashii Nations do. They can make it a web exclusive or a con exclusive like the Yuki and see how it does. And if they sell well, then they know there's support out there, there's the clientele out there that will purchase these figures, and so they can go off that. But that's another discussion for another day. Now, with that said, like I said, these figures are great for what they are. They're very small, so they don't take up too much shelf space, but they're super well sculpted, super well painted, super well articulated. They literally look like they jumped out of the anime, and it just looks phenomenal. So if you're into just getting many different Kiratos and the girls who are most prominent, then this is definitely the line for you. If you are more of a completist, like you want that family portrait like I was saying, then avoid this because you're not going to get that. You're going to be disappointed. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you like what you saw, please leave a thumbs up. Leave in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on this lineup right here. Do you guys collect this line too? If you do, are you like me who wants more of these side characters, or are you okay with this? With that said, thank you once again for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed, if you check out my channel, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, until next time guys, this is Daybreak 748. I'm signing out. Peace.